you're good at your job, I can guarantee one thing. You will be noticed by your managers for producing great work and delivering successful business outcomes. And you can be sure that sooner or later, one of those managers will leave that place and they'll join a new business. But what will they do when a new vacancy arises in that new business? They will reach out to you to ask if you want to join them. Why? Because you're a proven entity and you've established credibility with them and you make them look good as a manager. By inviting you to join them, they're solving a business problem. Now, what I'm telling you is not just theory. I speak with managers all the time and they tell me who the people are in their business that they love to work with in the future. That's the way managers think, how to build strong and successful commercial teams. It all sounds very exciting and even flattering, right? But is joining the new business the right decision for you? Well, there's no one clear answer, but there are certain principles and variables to consider to ensure that you don't make a terrible mistake. Firstly, are you in need of a job? And if so, then joining them could be a great new opportunity with very little downside, especially if you're not currently working or if you're working in a toxic environment. What have you got to lose? Next, have you done your own due diligence on the employer? Or are you simply relying on the comments made by your old manager? What have you heard about the employer? Do they have a good reputation or a bad one? Do they have a high staff turnover? Or are they undergoing a major transition, in which case the risk of landing yourself into a drama is a lot higher? Next, how long has your former manager been working with the new company? If they're a relatively new recruit, they won't have clarity on the company as an employer and they won't know what they're like because they're still in their honeymoon period and everybody's treating them nicely. The shorter their tenure, the less credible their perspective is on the new employer. But you can always join at a later date after your former manager has truly settled in and is able to give you more comprehensive feedback on the business. After all, what's the rush? Is your old manager's invitation for you to join the business all about them or all about you or both? If they're honest with you, then they'll offer to tell you the pros and the cons of the employer. If it's all about them, then their language will be sales oriented. In other words, they'll be making a strong pitch to you. But the timing has to be right for you, and so does the opportunity. You cannot allow an old mentor to take the reins of your career just because it's difficult for you to say no to them. I've seen high caliber individuals move jobs just to follow their old managers, and they've actually thrived, loving their new position within a fantastic new company. And I've also seen professionals follow their managers only to be terribly disappointed when the person that brought them on board resigns in under 12 months and leaves them stranded, wondering what are they doing there all alone. If you take all of these variables into careful consideration, I'm sure that if you do make the transition into the new business, you won't make a mistake, nor will you experience regret about the decision to stay where you are. If you want help and support to make critical decisions about your career, then reach out to me now via private message or via my website, philipcoaching.com.au.